Hello, this is Grandma's Gone Gaming. I'm bringing you episode 4 of my personal challenge, The Railroad. I have been building onto the railroad from the stub that I started to go north. I'm going to drop out here and take some stuff out of this chest that I need. I've been using up tracks like crazy. I only have 2 powered rail left, and I think I have like 1.5, no, 2.5 gold ingots left. And I did try doing some um, nether farming. I have my nether portal down here, and I'll probably go back in and do a little bit more killing of zombie pigmen and getting nuggets and stuff. But unless you make a farm, that really it goes pretty slowly. And I don't like making like the platform farms in the nether, and besides I'm doing this in 1.10 and they don't seem to work as well. There's something about the entity stuff that's messed up. Nobody that I know of yet has come up with a way to really successfully make the platform drop soften up type thing, um, so that it really works effectively in the nether for pigmen yet. And I haven't experimented with it myself to see what would be happening, and I don't want to mess with all of the convoluted stuff that goes on with making a pigman farm in the overworld. So, in the meantime, I'm going to be going gold hunting after I finish this. I'm also out of. I only have 2 more iron ingots. I have gone through like half of a chest of iron ingots building all this stuff so far, and I'm working now again with stone shovels. I do have an iron sword, but I'm making use of some of the golden swords that I've taken out of the nether. But I'm back to iron picks, and then I have 2 diamond picks to work with to help when things get a little slow. Oh, and then in these parts of this is my first railroad part here, going over this river. And at first I had it just open with 2 of these rails, but I had a couple of things come in, not here, but on the next part, where they could get up on top of my tunnel and then come on down onto the track. And so I stylized it, took my right, the half slabs that are in here, the oak slabs, and just kind of stretch those out here, and that keeps any I was actually getting shot by a couple of skeletons over there on that mountain when I got down to that end. So, this way nothing can see me in here. Nothing can get over this. And it just kind of keeps going with my pattern of using the slabs and the fences here. So that's what I've done here. And then I'm continuing this pattern as I go. On this leg, probably change on the other legs. Each one can be a little different. That keeps it from being boring, for one thing. All right, so going through this mountain here, get this up, and then through another mountain here. And the rails are kind of loud. I love railroads, though, and they really did a nicely realistic rail sound, as if you were watching a train go by. Okay, and here's another open area where I did that, and I'm at the end of the line now. Minus 255, which is... No, don't go backwards. Come back here. Ah, there we go. All right. All right. I had an iron shovel last time I did that. Sword works the best, actually. Okay, so this block right here, minus 255, is exactly where I want to be for my whistle stop. Okay, so I went... this is how I've been doing. I've been doing like hollowing out like 4 here, 4 there. Now, it's not daylight here at all, and there, as you can see, are mobs out and about. So right at this moment, I'm not going to take you out and show you, but you can kind of take a look up here. There is a high mountain there. Now, if a skeleton or a zombie were to actually climb up there and then maybe make a drop, right in here, I don't think they could actually get in here. If they did, they'd probably die if they landed on that area and then jumped in here. They'd be pretty easy to combat one way or another. I mean, it's really not a big deal. I mean, I'm in through 1.9 and into 1.10 now, there's really not that hard to fight these things unless you really, really get jammed up on by a bunch of them. And even then, you can, run if you can't fight them. Hey, I'm wearing my recycled armor. This is only my second, actually my first recycle on it. Still, even though I've been fighting a lot of things, and I've shot some of my arrows, so I've collected a few. And these were all from scrap. I didn't even build that bow. I picked it up and then repaired it with other ones that I've gotten, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so this little thingy up here goes way out to the edge, and I'm not good at parkour. Some of you might be able to get behind there, get way out on the edge, and then jump over to here. I can't. I've tried it a couple times, and mobs can't. So if they get up there and they think they can get to me, they're going to come off the edge and then be down here, and they won't be able to get me. So that's what the open area is about. Now here, this is going to be coming out at about, I think, 290, something like that, into another area and another river. I had been going to bring it up higher and get it closer to the mountain here, and I decided against it. It was just easier to go through because the land stays this high and about 4 or 5 higher all the way to, for like another 50 blocks out there, 40, 50 blocks. You can see the mountain there. So on the areas where I tunneled in, I left most of the trees there. I just cut them off short of the opening here so that, it just looks like the land, the regular land out there when you're on top of the tunnel. Okay, so I have a chest and a couple of, and a crafting table and one furnace up above that 255 area there, which I'm not going to go up and get it right now because of the daylight. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and work through taking out another section here of track, and I've been laying track to meet with my standard pattern of a torch every 4 squares, which gives you optimal lighting. You don't have any spaces. You really have no dark spots here. If you move that one back, you're going to get a little bit of a dark spot in here, and I prefer not to have that. Now here, when you've got a change of lighting from this type of wall to this type of wall, you get a little bit of a shadow there, and you get a little bit of shadow from the wall itself all along, but that's even with the light there. So the light here is 12. Block light is 12. Right on the torch is 14. Okay, back up and you get 13, and then you're 12, and then you're back up again. So that is really optimal lighting. You could go 5 and 6, but not only do you have then in the middle of that and down to a 9 and possibly an 8 depending on the conditions and the reflectivity, I guess you would say it, of the other blocks around, like polished diorite really reflects the light beautifully and really lights up a room. You don't get a lot of shadows and a lot of problems with your lighting. Now I've chosen at least this way to lay my track on dirt, which is filling in as grass all the way as it catches up with me. And so that means that I'm going to take the cobblestone out here. I just don't like the patchiness, personally, of just leaving the ground underneath the way it was when I came up on it. If I'm going to build a tunnel, I'm going to build it with materials I want, and I chose cobblestone this time. And I'm going to do it right. I make sure that my walls are completely clad in the material of my choice. Actually, I don't need to go down that far. That's silly. That'll be an extra line there. I usually do that before I take out the floor and wasn't thinking. So I'll take all this stone out, and that'll be giving me cobblestone to fill in the sides. It's keeping up with me a little bit more most times than what I need. So I am usually putting away like an extra half stack of cobblestone when I get done. Okay, yeah, I do need to get up to this layer here. And just take out this, and then we'll fill that all in with cobble. So mostly I am generating as much cobble as I'm using, which is one of the reasons for my choice. Okay, so I can now fill this in with the dirt for just this part here. Oops. I am generating a little more dirt from taking out some of these areas, but mostly I'm digging through different kinds of stone. Right now, the hill is right here. The top of the hill is like 2 more layers up there, I think. And as I said, my chest and my other crafting supplies up there are right there, and I need to go get them. But I'm still hearing a skeleton out there, and I'll just fill this in and get done with this. If he's still out there, we'll go take him on, because I think it's daylight, or almost. Constantly doing that. Okay, almost done with this part, and we'll go up, and I want to, let's see, is that done? That is done. And we'll take and, let's see, put my rail in here. And this helps me also count. You should never have more than 25 rails between your powered rails on flat land. I think you could probably extend it to maybe 28 or so, but they say 25. So what I've chosen to do is always have 24, because that makes it easy. I have 4, 8, and this is going to be 12. So I can just stick that one in there and know how far I've gone from the other one. All right, do we have daylight? We have daylight. We also have that out here, the skeleton out there. And actually, let's give him a chance to burn up, maybe. Probably won't have to get him anyway. But what I'm going to do is create the beginning of my little, right here, and this, my whistle stop, because it is in the tunnel, and I'm not going to go any further, or go out. I think we'll just go ahead and make it like 3 wide here. And then I'll probably just put fencing across here with a gate. And it will just be a place. And eventually when I get done with it, I'll probably just have some, I'll have more rail in case there's a creeper problem at some point, things like that. Put some food in there. There'll be a place for refreshment and a place for mechanical repairs. I think we better go one more than this. I'm going through the stone picks in a hurry. Not so much in a hurry as I'm working with them, of course, because that takes a little more time. But in a hurry as far as there's a lot of them being used. So I'm going to stick with my cobble, and I'm going to stick with my integrity of, and I know it's overkill. I wouldn't have to do the corners, and the uppers like that, but I like that. I am pretty OCD about those things. This one's for me. This challenge is for me. This is for me to have fun and do things that the way that I like to do them. No deadline, for one. That's another thing that I like. I enjoy doing the challenges, the timed things and the hardcore things. I enjoy doing that. But I really like also having at least one world, and I usually have 5 or 6 going at a time until I get bored with them. Then I change out. But I really like to have at least one world where I can get in, oops, there we go, and just really cater to my own needs, I guess you would say. I like this game. To me, most of the time it's relaxing. Oops. We're not going to put pork chops or mutton up there on the walls. Okay, that's my whistle stop right there. Now, I will have to re-engineer this a little bit here. This one is a little close to that powered rail, but I'm just not going to worry about that. And the way I'd like to do this is I'm going to bring in these rails here and here. And I do have enough. Okay, before I would build any more rails, see, that's going to turn there. And then my powered, I want my powered rail to be right there. Actually, I want that to be there and that to be there. And I want my powered rail here. Now, this is just a way that I have decided to do it because I'm just trying to think what I want to do here. Actually, I think what I want to do is put my chest Yeah, that'll work. I'm just going to make a real simple, I can put 2 chests here, and I can put my crafting table and my furnace there. Anyway, and the with the furnace and the whatchamacallit table, the crafting table there, the train will come to a stop right there and be ready for you to take off again. You can either go that way or you can go this way. And then I will probably put a couple extra mine carts at some point. Right now I don't have the extra iron in the chest, and also I will try to leave one on one rail. This in my practice world is what I decided to do finally, was just to leave whatever rail I'm taking off from. I'll leave a minecart on the other rail, and that way when I get to that point I can get out of one, get in the other, and take off again. So that is my whistle stop area, and I don't actually hear that skeleton up there any longer. So since I don't have a gate out of here or anything, oh, I do hear him. Okay, I probably have to fight him off. I'm just going to go ahead, and there he is shooting at me. And I'm just going to go over and get him. Oh, come on. Get up the step. I figured he'd be burning if he came after me, so not too hard to get him. Just get the bones, get the arrows. And because I stood on that step and didn't get up the way I wanted to, I took a little bit of damage there. So we'll just go ahead and eat something, and it'll all be fine again. There we go. Just hang on to that and let it finish doing what it's going to do. Alright, so I had laid these up here and used them a couple times while I was working on the other stuff. I had extra stuff in here, as you can see. I brought extra chests with me because that's the easiest way. I'll put that, I'll take those things I'm going to take back with me. So I think what I'll do is just leave this up here. Let's see, coal I can probably use here. The rest of it I'm going to leave in here for the moment. And go set up my chest down there. Now see, what happens here is that if you're really good at it, you should be able to do that. And I'm not really good at it. I'm just not quick enough. So what I've been doing, just since I'm the builder, and now I've got to take that out of there while I put that back. Grab that. Doggone it, I didn't want you to go out there. Well, I should be able to grab it even if I put this in. Maybe, hopefully. Yep, there we go. Alright, so then I can go put these in here. And I'll put, I wish you could, make that connect and actually be a double chest. That would be fun. Alright, so then the chest that's back there on the railway, I'll gradually, every time I make a trip, I'll bring some more from that and fill this one up. I think I'll just leave one of these in here. One can go in here in case I need it extra. Depends on where I mine. Where do I want to come back in? And alright, anything I want to put in there? Yeah. Up here, I'm just going to throw this extra. Well, it's not actually extra. Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. The extra cobblestone up there. And some extra dirt. And I'm going to make this into planks. And, oops, not there. Put that in there. And I'll just leave the bones here for the moment. I didn't bring any extra cars with me. Oh, wait. Actually, that I'll put in here. And I actually could use... I'm going to be coming out, and if I don't want to have to go back right away, I'm just going to go ahead and use this up. There we go. Here. Didn't bring any extra torches with me. That's okay. I have plenty. And I can go back at any time. Oops, wait. One more thing. Put that in there. Don't need that right now. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to leave that other one up there. And it'll be there if I need it. I may at some point go up. If I come through here in the day, during the daytime, I can go up and grab it. And oops. Oh wait, what did I? There, I put that in the wrong one. I was like, wait a minute, what did I do wrong here? Okay, that's the ones I want up there. All right. Speaking of, did I just used up all my wood? Of course. That's all right. I've got those to use. Anyway, if I come through in the daytime, I can grab that stuff and take it back with me, or put some of it down here, whatever I want to do.